right, what's good, guys? Welcome back to a market recap. We're gonna go over the trades, pretty much the trade that I did take this morning based off with the analysis that I sent you guys as well. So we're gonna start off first with US30. So US30, I've been taking the same exact trade for the past 2 days in the same exact spot 3 times in a row. So pretty much every time that I get stopped at a break even, my limit gets active and then does the same exact push. Second time it takes me out of break even, gets active and does the same exact push. Gets me out of break even, takes into the limit, activates and gets the same exact push. So I've been taking some buy position at the same exact spot, which is going to be roughly around the 37,800. Now yesterday in the Telegram group, I did send you guys a chart update, sent you guys the breakdown, but I really did not point this out in the breakdown, but I did point out these other zones, which is 37,900 and above the 3800, which I mentioned to you guys. The only way that I'll be interested in continue buying the market will be most likely if price can break and retest above it, right? Which, as you guys can see, price never managed to break above this structure, which currently we are seeing a rejection, right? We have rejections over here, rejection right over there, and currently right over there. Now, don't get me wrong, overall we're still in a bearish market. You guys can clearly see that the market is simply breaking structure, creating these lows, lower high, break support, low, lower high, break support, low, lower high, breaks on the support. We're using this area support as resistance, right? So obviously we cannot pretty much be going against the trend, right? That's one of the worst things to ever do. Now, the trades that I've been taking, they are considered very high risk. Now, these are not the type of setups that I would take due to the fact that it's very high risk. But if I do take some risky trade, obviously we're all gonna at one point we are gonna start taking some risky trades, right? But obviously whenever you guys are taking risky trades, you guys want to use a right lot size or right risk. Me personally, I do risk less than 1%, so that's why I'm not really, really confident of, okay, if I lose a trade, it's fine. I don't lose profits, right? Like I just lose percentage of the profit that I made from the previous games, whatever, right? So whenever you guys are taking risky trade, I do recommend you guys to do that. Obviously, risk low to never risk fucking high. Now, whenever it's a high plus setup, obviously you guys can risk 1%, 2%, depends on what type of percentage you guys like to set up. So, check this out. This trade over here, we've been bouncing off from the structure from support again 37,800, which if you guys look left structure, you guys can see that it's also this area of support. So we pretty much go into the previous price structure. You guys can see this is pretty much the continuation of the bullet structure that we've been going on, I believe, since December, since we've been going on in this bullet structure, right? Let me double check. Yeah, so never mind. Yeah, like fucking October, late of October, we've been going very, very bullish with US30. Now, we come back over here. This was pretty much the support that we did form, right? Check this out. This was the support that we did form in the previous price structure. This support was formed in the beginning of the year, which was on January. Pretty much we did break above this current resistance, which at that time it was the previous all-time highs, which price did perfectly broke above it. We got the pullback. We did form this area of support. Now, if we go into today's market, pretty much price didn't manage to come back into this area, and we're clearly seeing some strong rejection towards this area of support. So far, this area of support is currently holding very, very nice. The daily time frame, we have seen the daily time frame reject these zones over here multiple times, right? So far it's holding very well. Now obviously if we go into the daily, right, we're still in the daily market structure bearish. Same thing on the weekly time frame, we're still in the bearish market. 4-hour time frame, we're also bearish. 1-hour time frame, we're also bearish due to the fact that we still haven't had the proper switch of structure, right? I did create a video explaining to you guys exactly how to know when switch of structure, the market switch of structure happens, right? So for example, in this case, the only ways that we can possibly start seeing the switch of structure with US30 will definitely have to be the break and retest above this structure right over here, right? Obviously we are currently holding this structure over here as a lower high. So as long as price managed to break above and form this high, we can get the pullback, form this higher low, and then from there on we can definitely keep pushing the market back into the upside, right? So that's pretty much the way that we can say that price now has the ability to continue breaking higher, right? So like I did say, we've been taking these exact buy the past 3 times in a row. So the first limit was sent out at 37,800, which price pulled back into the zone, activate the trade, push into the upside. So it did activate both of my limit, which was 3750 as well. So 37,750 and then 3800. So both of them did get trigger. This one ended up playing out for 200. I believe it was like 250 points with this one. The other one was, let me explain to you guys. This one was around 200 points or what, so it was like 400 points in total with these two positions. So it was obviously a very nice trade. Managed to secure. So let's check this out. So every time we do come into this resistance, since we have seen rejections, this is where I do secure majority of my profits due to the fact that we're still in a bearish market, right? So obviously you guys cannot be greedy, because if I did not close majority of the profit, check this out, price would have just stopped me at a break even. I would have been out of the trade with no profits, right? So always secure your profit, guys. So end up securing majority of the profits here, left some runners, because again, what is the possibility of price rejecting this structure again? So you guys can see it did reject it and then pretty much pushed back into a downside. Took me out of break even with that position, but with the VIP members, I told everyone, okay, I'm gonna attempt this zone one more time. Check this out, price activates both of my limit. We get the 37,800. This point over here, it was just a 37,800. Price activates my limit, and then we get another push into the upside, which was another 200 points. So 37,800 got active, and we did manage to catch over 200 points. Same exact story. I did manage to cut majority of my position over here. It's the same reason, because we're at this area of resistance, which we just keep rejecting. This morning, in the VIP group, I sent out the same exact message. Hey, I'm gonna attempt this zone again. I'm gonna keep attempting this zone until the market fails to maintain above it and just have the switch of structure or have the continuation of the bearish market. We almost got stopped out with this position, right? So I did enter 37,800, and then my second limit did get active at 37,750. Now I did manage to move my stop loss a little bit more in this position though. So I did have the entry right here, and oh my bad. So 37,750, which is gonna be right over here. This was where I did manage to move my stop loss a little bit wider. So I did end up putting my stop loss under this low over here. Usually I have it like right here, but I did manage to push it a little bit lower there, which was a very high percentage. As you guys can see, it was like 140 point stop loss that we did manage to use. But obviously I kept just seeing the same exact structure. The only way that I would, stop attempting this trade will be if price just breaks it under. Boom, and then takes me out. This will be the only way that I'll end up stop attempting this position. But I end up moving my stop loss a little bit lower on this one. Obviously I did end up cutting some losses early on this one, because obviously when we're in drawdown we got to cut down some losses. So I did cut down some losses over here. Did move my stop loss a little bit lower, but notice how price, again, we had the perfect push into the upside. So we did end up hitting a 101.5 percentage with this setup over here plus the other entry. So this one over here, which was at 3750, we did manage to catch 220 points. Then the 38,800 also managed to catch another 1,700, or yeah, like almost 200 points, which is very close to 101. So beautiful trade. Again, we just managed to cut some losses there. We did put up the stop loss a little bit wider due to the fact, same reason you guys know, because I just kept attempting the same exact zone. Again, like I said, the only way that I will stop attempting will be only if price breaks it under, right? We did manage to maintain above the support, which is cool. So I could have also added another entry over here, but obviously I did not want to risk anymore. So we end up taking 3 on dubs from this exact spot. One win here, one win there, one win there. Pretty much 200 points back to back to back. Now, right now, I'm currently not in a position, but we're pretty much just, again, we're back above this structure. So again, the only way that I will attempt to buys, I don't believe, maybe I will, depends. Let's see if I do have, let's see if we do have the gauge, or, if we're able to take the trade. But the only way I probably will take it will be if we break back above it and then we do something like this. This will be the only way that I'll be managing to take the trade. So if we do come back into zone, again, I will take the trade. If not, then we'll just simply wait for the market to do its thing. And then obviously, once we do break above here, boom, this is where I can tell you guys, the market is ready to take off. So that's we're going to go for the US 30. We're going to go into gold. This morning, I did manage to take one gold long position, which we end up making over 2%. Yeah, so we end up making over 2% with this trade, which is 120 points is what we caught with this buy position, right? Last night we did also take some sell position, which was called out somewhere around here. Let me double check for you guys, which was also another 1 or 2 risk to reward. So we caught 1 or 2 risk to reward this morning with gold. So this was sent out last night at 11 o'clock p.m. at 23.83, which is going to be roughly around this structure. We did target 23.75 as our final take profit, which is right over there, and we did have a tight stop loss, which was at 23.86, which was like above this area. So it's like a 30-point stop loss and a very nice take profit, which was 80 pips. Perfectly tap into the area, hit our 1 or 2 risk to reward, and then as soon as price did reject this structure over here, which I also had marked up, because I did explain to you guys this morning that we're currently still in a bullish market structure with the daily time frame, weekly time frame, and the 4-hour time frame, right? And let me explain to you guys why I continue seeing bullish structure. Well, yesterday, reason why is due to the fact that we are pretty much seeing at that time where we were seeing rejection towards this resistance of the daily time frame, which is the previous persistent structure right over there. Notice how over here market did reject and we had to bounce into the upside. Same thing as yesterday, right? We were currently rejecting the zone, pretty much just rejecting it, right? And obviously, if you guys go into pretty much zooming out, you guys can clearly see that we're trending to the upside, creating higher highs and higher lows. Same thing if you guys go in the 4-hour time frame, you guys can clearly see how the market is just trending to the upside. So with my strategy, with my bias, there's no point to continue selling the market just yet as a long term, right? Short term, yes, you can look for some easy, quick scalp trades, but long term, I do not clearly see buys, right? Now, that was the sell morning that I did end up taking this morning. We did manage to take some sells there yesterday as well, which was like yesterday I did end up taking a stop loss actually. I believe, yes, it was this sells that I ended up taking a stop loss, which price just took me out of stop loss and then end up pushing to the downside. But we did manage to enter the same position right over here very early to recover that loss, which this is the trade that we ended up taking, like I believe it was in the morning or in the afternoon. Took me at a stop loss, and then price pretty much just came back. I just waited for those minor pullback into the London session, set up the limit, and then price perfectly managed to hit it, right? But check this out, the 1-hour time frame, we're still in a bullish market structure due to the fact that we are still creating these, or obviously we rejected this strong support area that I explained to you guys in the breakdown as well. Price managed to break above this resistance over here, which I've been explaining since Monday. Managed to break above it. We got the pullback, formed the higher low, pushing to the upside. We currently have a higher high right over here. We go into the lower time frame. You guys can also see that price, I believe is in the 15 where I did see a clean setup. So it was this area of support right over here. So yeah, so this was the higher low that we made. This was the higher highs, right? Currently higher highs. Price did manage to pull back again, formed a little higher low, and then had to push into the upside. So we did manage to reject this area. So this morning I did end up sending up a buy limit after we did see those rejections towards this structure over here. The buy limit that I ended up sending this morning was at this structure of support. Now this was, again, it was a very high risk trade due to the fact that I really don't like how price is just moving. This just looked like a very weird what do you can say, like a structure, market structure or consolidation that price has been doing. It looks very, very weird. So it's very it gets very, very tricky, right, at that point. So I end up sending up a buy limit at this structure of support. You guys can look left. What do we have here? We have support there, support there, support. Price pretty much rejected. We got the pullback, set my buy limit at 23.82. Price came back at this area support, rejected it, activated our trade. We end up pushing to the upside. We did target back at these highs over here, which we did manage to secure a 1 or 2 risk to reward trade. And then from there on, price just ended up tanking to the downside, pretty much just ended up selling out for the day. So again, I'm still, well, obviously I gotta reanalyze the whole entire market so I can send you guys tomorrow analysis. But those were the trade that I ended up taking this morning. It was simply that pullback into the structure of support, activate, wait for those rejections, set up the buy limit, got the buy limit, target back into these highs. 2%, beautiful trade, very, very simple. So yeah, that's pretty much the trades that I end up taking out this morning. Then this was in the Forex group that we end up taking this swing trade as well, which is currently running a 1-on-1 risk to reward. So we're going to be holding this entire trade. Obviously right now we are in break even with the setup. But again, with the Forex group, what I do is that I swing trade Forex pair, because obviously if you guys have been following me in the Telegram for a very long time, you guys know that my strategy is based off a swing trader, right? I've been swing trading for about 2 years. I've started off obviously with these Forex pairs over here, and this is obviously the whole entire Forex pairs that I only traded, right? I never traded any others, but this is the one that I've been staking since 2021. So 2021, like the middle of 2021, almost coming into the end, I was swing trading. So when I was swing trading, I used to day swing trade Forex pairs. So basically I would just look for obviously trends, Market structure switch, pretty much everything that I do explain on YouTube, that's exactly what I did. Now I made it, I kind of switched my, not switch my entire strategy, but I did kind of add another thing where it does give me the ability to day trade. So pretty much I look for the same exact thing, but now I look for it in the lower time frame and manage to catch some very quick, easy 1 or 2 risk to reward trades. Because with swing trades, obviously it does take time. For example, in this trade I did manage to use, I did kind of use a wide stop loss in this one, a 40 pip stop loss, but I usually use around 30 to 25 to 35 pip stop loss. On this one I did only use a 40 pip stop loss. But we end up targeting, well, we're going to target obviously a 1 or 3 risk to reward in this one, which is 120 pips. But that's exactly what I've been doing with the Forex group, is just swing trading. Pretty much we just look for long-term trades. In the indice room we look for day trade, and in the gold room we look for day trades as well. This one we're just currently waiting to see when price pulls up into that area of interest. As you guys can see, nothing has happened yet. We're just waiting. This is the loss that we end up taking as well this morning. Not this morning, this was taking a loss on Monday, I believe. This was a trade that we enter a sell limit, which price worked us out, would have hit our take profit 3. Not a take profit 2, I believe it was a take profit 2, right? Yeah, would have hit our almost a take profit 2, but we would end up, you know, closing our, going break even at this point for price, and obviously just end up taking out at a stop loss, and then had to push into downside, which is totally fine. I was wrong with this analysis, right? So I cannot be mad about it, which is fine. But the other trade, we're just waiting to see what price pretty much does. But again, that's pretty much it, guys, for this analysis. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys found this video helpful, and comment down below what other videos you guys want me to create, any type of educational video, any other type of video you guys want. Just comment down below, and hoping to see you guys again the next one. Peace out, guys.